The Sophisticatedly Ratchet Podcast is a roundtable conversational podcast that gives a voice to the Black experience.
Millennials from New York City sharing our views on Black lifestyle, culture, relationships, religion, and current events.
Here at SR, we strive to give our listeners the real in a world of fake.
Worldly professionals with class that also know how to switch it up.
Now let's talk our wild shit.
What's good, everybody?
What's good? Welcome to another episode of Sophisticatedly Ratchet, ladies and gentlemen. It's your boy, Shake, the Wanderer. Y'all know me. All right, so I'm going to introduce my host, all right? Wait, Matt, first off, once again, we're live, okay? All right, we are not in boxes. You can see. We out here in 3D, you dig? Holla at your guala. All right, so let me introduce my host, all right? So you know who we are. I already know you know who we are, but just for all you new listeners, all right? Number one, the first person I'm going to introduce, we're going to start over here. I'm going to introduce my boy. He is called Flash the Philosopher, right? With the dopest intros around. Go ahead, bro. I don't know. Flash the Philosopher. Introduce yourself, bro.
I'm going to introduce myself as the regular Flash the Philosopher. I believe that nothing great happens without inspiration.
Okay.
But yeah, it's your boy. It is he, it is me, it is I. What up?
Gang. That's what's up. And since, you know what, I'm doing the ends first, let me tell you something. Yo, I love your outfits.
I'm sexy as shit. You see me, right?
We're beautiful. We're bright, okay? We're bright today.
We lit. I'm gonna take it across to the other side. I'm gonna juice my man, the spew god, drip. Introduce yourself, my brother.
Yo, bless, yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy, Nash, a.k.a. Spew Guy, drip. Please say the drip. Gang. Appreciate you. For those who don't know, Spew is an abbreviation for spreading positive energy wherever. And as a Spew God, it's my job to enrich the lives of everybody that I meet. Represent South Jamaica Queens. Only Queens make kings. Gang,
Talk about Southside, we outside.
Southside, we outside. And I miss you, tribe. We here.
Gang. All right, and now y'all already know where I'm going on this next one right here. We're going to everybody's favorite, number 3, son. And then when we think about the number 3 spot, we only talk about one person on this podcast. You heard? And don't zone her shit.
Never.
What's up, tribe? It's your girl, Little Mo. Of course, I hail from Co-op City, Section 5, from the Bronx. Don't ever zone my shit. Bronx all day, every day. Facts. Okay?
All right, we're going to take it all the way to the right.
On the Bronx.
Know.
And she from the Bronx, and that's
It's
my
cold
bestie.
out here.
TJ.
It's cold out
Icy
here.
Queen.
It's cold
Let me
out
tell you
here.
something, she keeps us motherfucking on track.
Bird.
When I tell TJ I'm going to do something, she says,
Not today.
By when, nigga?
By when? Give me a date.
Let's be
Because if they
accountable.
don't got a date, it's not fucking real.
Be
Okay?
accountable.
Real talk. Let them know, TJ. What's up, man?
What up, tribe? It's your girl TJ, the unicorn Gemini, and I bring duality to the podcast. They call me the Ice Queen because I keep these niggas in check.
Okay.
Call me Barbie. Say, oh wait, no. Are we gonna do our sex?
Yes,
name?
we'll get to that in the episode later.
Later. Okay.
All right, whatever.
Next, we're gonna introduce my girl, fucking Eve. Let me tell y'all something about Eve.
Oh, that's your twin.
Is
Yeah.
son.
Fuck boy, fuck girl.
I love her personality. I love the way she loves people.
That
My thing is
Capricorn.
she don't know how to let go of friends, and I understand that fucking feeling. I'm like that. It's hard to let go of friends unless they want to be let go of. Okay, yo, Eve, let them know. Tell them who you are.
I'm
baby.
Eve. If y'all don't know, I'm new to the game, but I'm good. I'm from Brooklyn.
Listen, I'm from Queens, but I ain't gonna lie, son. Half my life I spent in Brooklyn, man. You can't tell me I ain't from Brooklyn and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Real talk. I be out in fucking Flatbush all day, son. You know what I mean? Y'all remember when East Flatbush used to be popping off? The people from New York, East Flatbush used to pop off.
Yes.
It's different now. It's different now.
Yeah.
It's
They
different
don't
now.
know.
It ain't Biggie's Brooklyn no more.
They don't know about that.
It ain't Biggie's Brooklyn no more.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
that's that.
it's definitely not the same. It's definitely not the same. All right, so what we doing next? I think the next part we're gonna do is we're gonna go to TJ.
No bad days.
And we're gonna allow TJ.
No
to
bad
align
days. I
our
want to hear my
chakras.
intro. Wow.
It's gonna be a great ass day. Because I said it was gonna be a great ass day. I won't accept nothing else. Nothing bad will enter my day. Say that shit like you mean it. Howl it. No bad days.
No bad days.
No bad days. Facts.
I like that.
Another week. All right. So anybody come into your space and they're bothering you, you let them know no bad days. Okay. Okay. For the rest of the week. And then we'll do it again next week. No bad days ever.
That's a fact. That's a
Ever.
fact.
All right, guys. So you can know this is my segment. I am going to be talking about the yellow chakra, also known as the solar plexus chakra. It's located right below your diaphragm in the middle of your stomach. It's the energy center that's responsible for your confidence, self-esteem, and it helps you feel like you're in control of your life.
Are you in control right now, TJ?
Hopefully after this. I had some drinks. Shout out to Carrot Blends for looking out for us.
Gang.
He made this bomb-ass sorrel infused, and I had a few
Oh my
sips
God.
of
Here
it.
we go.
I'm sorry.
Here
I
we
always
go.
tell on
Here we
myself,
go.
right? So this is why I need this chakra to be cleansed right now, or open.
Why you keep telling them? Every time you tell on yourself.
I get so
tell them
high, I
you
gotta
high.
let everybody know I'm
They'll
high.
never know.
God.
They would never know.
I know. Okay. All right, back into character. The beautiful Barbie that I am today.
I like your
okay.
boots.
So if it's blocked, you're gonna have low self-esteem. You're gonna have trouble making decisions. You'll have control issues, and it can also cause some physical things, right? So it says fatigue, overeating,
Limp dick is probably part of
Limp
that.
dick
which is
definitely
gonna
one of them.
it's gonna lead to weight gain or digestive system disorders. So if you're not pooping on time, you having like diarrhea, that might be your solar plexus chakra unbalanced.
The one that's like right there in your what's it called?
Paint? No, I said it's
your
right
belly
here.
button.
It's above your belly button, right below your diaphragm, okay? Some affirmations that you want to say to align your chakra, your solar plexus chakra is, I accept myself completely. I am worthy of all the best things in life.
I am.
And I do not need the approval of others.
None of you niggas.
Nah, not a one.
All right?
Not a one or the two or the three.
All right. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Your approval's the only one that matters,
Yeah.
bro. Your approval's the only one that matters.
All right, y'all.
Let's go.
So if you're driving, don't close your eyes.
Please don't.
But if you're
Here's-
chilling somewhere and you want to really open up this chakra, go ahead and take a nice deep breath in, close your eyes, and out. Sorry.
I felt it. It was cracking open. I felt it. It was getting there.
That shit was just like I was like halfway open.
Y'all want another one? Okay,
That's
my bad. It was my
pretty
finger. I was closing my eyes. All right. See, this is why it's my chakra. My chakra's not balanced right now. All right, ready?
The second avatar. That's on the third, and he came back.
Guys, be nice.
All right.
We're live.
Focus. Come on. We got
Try
it.
again.
Deep breath
Open
in.
your belly buttons.
Deep breath
My
out.
chest is on fire. Chill.
All right.
That's good.
I feel
Okay.
it.
That was
I'm
good.
How does that
mode.
feel?
I thought she was gonna rob us, and it was like low, but it was just like
Yeah.
Is that weird? Is that weird? When y'all see us meditate, is that weird?
I feel this good. I'm behind the camera with my eyes.
You close your eyes, right?
Yeah. See, so this is it. Like you all.
The The cameraman
It feels
got the eye
good.
closed.
So just do it. Yeah, it feels good. Take that time
Not
for
while
yourself.
you driving though,
and work on
Tribe. If you
yourself.
driving
Yeah.
and you listen to this in the middle of the day, morning or night, if you driving, do not close your eyes, please. We love you. We want you to be safe out here while you're doing your thing.
Exactly.
All right. So
Yo, so now we about to go in the shake segment. Word of the week. 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 All right, Shake. It's on you, my nigga.
We all over the place today. Tribe. Be patient with us, please.
Just like Flash, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Shake.
How we fuck up twice in a row?
AKA Mr. AFF, AKA Mr. HSD, and this is your word of the day. You see how I did that?
That was good.
You see how I did that?
That was good.
All right.
the word of the day today, guys, is perennial. I'm sorry, the word of the week today. The word of the week for this week, ladies and gentlemen, right? Yes. It's perennial. We're gonna spell that P-E-R-E-N-N-I-A-L. And yes, I looked at the prompter. Okay, P-E-R-E-N-N-I-A-L, and it's perennial. All right? The reason why I looked the way I looked is because I didn't come up with a sentence. All right? And the word means lasting or existing for a long or apparently infinite time. Enduring or continually recurring. Right? So what's this episode about?
So during...
Give me a sentence.
No, I want a sentence,
Give me a
nigga.
sentence.
Okay. During my sexual experience, that shit was so amazing. I thought it was gonna last for a perennial amount of time.
Long lasting. That works.
Long lasting.
All
I
right.
guess that works.
And that
Perennial.
And that is the word.
Okay.
Perennial. You got another one, Flash? You got a better one?
I'm gonna just go with whatever the fuck you say, nigga.
All right.
And I'm gonna use it in the same context.
All right.
You got one. You got
So I
one.
hope he right,
Okay, go Matt.
cause I can't see the definition.
When I caught her, when I ran down,
Wait. Go ahead, let me
when
hear
I
that.
ran down on her and I caught her and I hit her with the D, I knew that she was gonna be back perennially.
Okay, yeah, that works. That works.
Is that a word?
Perennials,
Y'all
yeah.
niggas making shit
That's
up.
how we turned into the adjective?
Y'all niggas making shit up, man.
That's right.
The word is perennial. The word is perennial.
Word of the week.
Anywho.
Nobody getting a score this game. Go ahead.
I didn't get a score because I did the example, but you know what?
Put some sauce on the word.
All right,
You
so
did.
Tribe,
You
if
did.
you...
I liked it. I liked it, but it was just like you changed the word.
We just did.
Yes.
All right.
Anyway,
He just read it.
go ahead,
You're not paying
TJ.
attention.
Let them know where they can find us at,
Okay,
TJ.
TJ, give him 10 seconds.
Okay, yes, guys. You can find us everywhere you hear podcasts.
On all the platforms.
We are on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Amazon has podcasts. And then you can hit us up on IG at So Ratchet Podcast, Twitter at So Ratchet Pod, TikTok at So Ratchet Podcast, and then our beautiful faces and handsome faces
Where we at?
on YouTube at So Ratchet Podcast. And yeah, let's get into the episode.
Get into the episode.
About it.
All right,
Listen,
ladies.
Oh, wait, guys, really quick, for the word of the week, when we say the word, Tribe, you can play with us at home. If you hear us say perennial,
Take a drink.
take a sip.
Exactly.
Take a sip.
There's a cool down time for the word. All right.
He loves it.
All right, we got to make sure we establish this rule. You can't say perennial right after somebody else says
say
perennial.
perennial.
Minutes.
true.
5 minutes, ladies and gentlemen. Is it 3
5
or 5?
minutes?
That's a 30-second cool down.
30
second cool down. 5 minutes is a long time.
It's a 30-second cool down. All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. All right. So this episode right here is about the evolution of sexuality. That's what we're talking about in this episode. And I'm gonna tell you why I came up with this subject, right? So I was watching this episode of Euphoria, and there was like these two young people having sex, right? They were young people. I ain't know what you think, like, you know. Those kind of vibes.
Like
But
teenagers?
They were like
What?
teenagers and like college, like that level right there.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You know they
Adults.
Like 20,
They were adults.
Young
Young
adults.
adults.
20-year-olds play teenagers. So they're having sex in the episode, and you know this guy, like he's fucking the shit out of this chick, and he's grabbing her neck and like
Choking
and then she's choking her. He's choking her, right? And she gets really upset by it, and she's like, "Oh, yo, what the fuck are you doing?" Da 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 da. And then it freezes, right? I don't know if you guys watch Euphoria, but Rue, right? She explains that most kids her age are raised by porn. Okay, like their sexual identity is learned through porn. You understand what I'm saying? So a lot of the times they have sex because of something they may have learned from a porn movie. So it made me want to talk about the evolution of sexuality from when we were that age until now. Like, you know, how it's changed, our views, the people who kind of molded us into the beast that we are.
Facts.
Okay.
Facts.
Don't look at me. Don't look at me when you say. Don't look at me when you say that,
dig
bro.
into your past.
Facts.
All right?
I don't.
I want you to dig into your past.
Forgiving myself. Okay?
All right. So, oh no, this is not the right question. All right. So, the first question. Oh, we need the names first. Okay. All right. So my apologies. So we all have porn names, all right? And we created them in the last porn tour. We had a porn tour 1, porn tour 2. For those of you who've been in the trial for at least a year,
It's more
you
porn.
know about
20K,
porn tour.
we had
It's more porn.
Yes.
All right, so
Definitely gotta see
I'm gonna have everybody introduce themselves. We're gonna start over here. We're gonna start with Flash, and then we're gonna bring it across. Everybody's gonna introduce themselves.
And Eve got to make her own name.
She got her name.
She has her
Yeah,
name.
Eve got it.
You got it?
Yeah, you gotta hear it. You gotta hear it.
She does. Yes, she does.
Eve, you gonna be last, all right? I don't, because they know the rest of us. They don't know you yet. Flash, you start. All right.
Yo, what's good? What's good? All right, you already know what it is. It's Flash, aka the Meat District. I'm hailing out of East Flatbush,
Meat District.
you know, by way of Queens, and now I'm also in Atlanta. You already know what it is. We dropping meat all day. What up?
All right, we're gonna bring it.
Spoiled me. I'm vegan.
Next, we're gonna bring it to TJ, and then we're going to Mo. Okay.
What up,
All right?
tribe? Y'all know me. I love to clean, so they call me OC the D, and because I like to
Play both
have
ties.
some pussy from time to time.
Teeny bit. Just a teeny bit. Just a
I'm
teeny bit.
also OC the D with a little bit of P.
Get it.
Pick a side. Pick a side. Pick a side.
She really explains that too much most of the time. Like, I feel like she's just OCD with a little bit of P. Figure it out, okay?
Right.
Now we moving to the left, right. Now we moving to the left, right hand. Tell us what your name
of course,
is, baby.
you know, it's
What
your
they call
girl.
you?
It's your girl, Little Mo. Of course, I hail from the Bronx, and they call me Wet Dream with a Z.
What?
With the Z.
Why?
Because I put these niggas to sleep. I had a particular
Tired
skill.
nigga.
I have a particular skill.
Can you share it with the tribe?
I mean, if I, you know, I'm gonna crown myself the riding queen. I'm gonna put you to sleep after I'm done.
Big
doing that,
NyQuil,
you know?
nigga.
So
NyQuil.
Wet Dreams with a Z, because I put these niggas to sleep.
See my nigga not in the box. You see the full figure. You see the full figure of my
wanted to
nigga.
see
She
that.
not in the box
They
today.
wanted to see Mo outside of the box.
Out of the box.
Outside of the box. You
Lies.
see the thickums?
So next in line, yo, Mash, yo, introduce yourself, Playboy.
Yo, for those who don't know, Mash Spew Guy Drip Drip. This is my porn name, the Scarlet Pumpernickel. All right, I'm out here every week. All right, you see me. I'm out here serving it up. It's what I do. And we're going to leave it at that.
Yo, first of all, for those of you who don't get it, all right, the Scarlet Pumpernickel.
The Scarlet Pumpernickel.
It's not just Scarlet Pumpernickel.
Nah.
It's not Pumpernickel.
Facts.
What do they call you, bro?
The Scarlet Pumpernickel.
Gotcha, K.
Appreciate you.
Back
and,
to the episode.
And me, but matter of fact, no. We didn't even go. When I'm Deathstroke, okay?
Why they call you
Yo,
Deathstroke?
Eve, so wait. It took us a week to come up with these names, okay? We told Eve an hour ago, come up with a name. And Eve was just like,
No hesitation.
Easy.
Tata Delicious.
Let them know what your name is, Eve.
I had that name for over 20 years. My Tata
Yo.
been delicious.
Tata.
Right away.
Welcome to Porn
Welcome to
Talk
Porn
Part 3.
Talk.
Welcome, Tata. Welcome,
to Porn
Tata.
Talking, okay?
So we be using our porn names for the episode.
Tata
All right,
Delicious,
Tata
okay?
Delicious, Beat District.
You know what's fucked up? I feel like everybody got a porn name, though. I feel like if you don't have a porn name, you haven't lived.
Facts.
So when you had your
Facts.
shit on deck, I was sitting here like, she really had a porn name.
I
Right?
had that name for a long
Fact.
time.
And in case I didn't tell y'all mine, I'm Deathstroke. Alright. Tongue
Tongue
going
down
down
the
my
throat.
throat.
Let the dude just send
I
it home to you.
like to think all I have to do is hit him. I like to think that all I have to do is hit it one time, son. That's it. Killing them every time.
That's all this nigga has.
Okay,
Right.
let's jump into this episode.
All right, now we're gonna go into the educational part.
Wait,
of the video.
I want the tribe to put their porn names in the comment section.
Make sure they put their porn. Yeah.
Facts,
We wanna know what
facts,
your
facts.
section
Drop.
is. Your porn
Create
name.
what y'all got.
If you don't have a porn name, you ain't living life.
Create one.
That
Gotta
one,
You know what I'm
live.
saying?
that's what
You
me
ain't
just
living.
said.
Yo,
Gotta
that
live.
would be a great little night for you and your boo, with whoever that is. You know what I mean? Tell them your porn name.
Right.
Throw a little lace front.
Tell them to
on,
call
know
you
what
your
I mean?
porn name while you getting
tell
it
them
in.
we
You know,
only
like,
address me by my porn name tonight.
Oh.
Right?
How much
And then that's when you pull out.
does.
Yeah,
that does sound
real.
Pull out the tools.
All right.
That's when you break out the tools.
You ain't in the bedroom.
All right, all
bedroom and
right.
shit.
So we're gonna take it back, all right? Because we're gonna get a little serious, all right, ladies and gentlemen. I know I prefaced this as fun, but I'm gonna talk to your parents, okay? All right, this episode is for me something that is really close to heart for me. I want parents. This episode is for me to talk to you parents about having a conversation with your children about sex, right? Because we were all kids at one point, right? I want you to go back and think, what was your parents' conversation with you about sex? And did your parents even really have a conversation with you? Yo, I held a study group, and I asked a bunch of people.
Shake facts.
Shake facts.
Shake
Shake
facts.
facts.
Shake facts.
Shake facts. All right,
His
let's
lies.
look into the camera, Flash.
Shake
I
facts.
asked a bunch of
Shake
people
facts.
about whether their parents talk to them about sex. And I'm gonna be honest with you, most people said no. You know what I mean? I'm not even gonna lie. My father tried to talk to me one time, and I told him I knew about sex. I knew about this is his exact words. So son, did you know about the birds and the bees talk? And I was like, yeah, man, I know that. I ain't know shit.
How old were you?
I ain't know shit.
How old were you?
Yeah, I was fucking 12. I walked in on my parents having sex. It was fucking terrible.
Oh my God.
It was traumatic.
What position?
Give me a head.
What? Oh no.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
So I walked in on my parents, okay? And then my dad walked up to me after that because he thought I was traumatized, which I was, but I played it off well. I was like, man, I seen that before. It ain't nothing.
You ain't never seen your
ain't never seen
parents
your
fucking
parents.
before.
No, I've seen sex before,
But
right?
not your parents fucking.
But I told him no, and he, instead of having a conversation with me, he was like, "All right, you good then?" Instead of standing there and asking me the questions, like, "Hey, so what do you know?"
Right.
And I feel like these are the type of questions we should have with our kids, but we're gonna get into a little further. I want to ask the tribe, all right? You guys, yo, did your parents talk to you about sex, right?
Yes. My
Did
mom,
you?
my mom did.
And I want to hear what that talk sounded like. A matter of fact, I want to know what age and what it sounded like.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I'll just say for me, and I'm probably just like I don't know what it is, but my family is a Jamaican, we have a Jamaican background, and I feel like sex is definitely a little bit taboo as far as, I guess, maybe even when we talk about sex. So I will say like no for me, and I think I told y'all before, because my mom was like, instead of talking to me about sex, she would just like put condoms in like different type of bags and shit. You know what I'm saying? I probably open up like the McDonald's bag and thinking I'm about to get fries, and it's like condoms in the bag.
Really?
Oh, dead ass.
Give these away with napkins.
That was like the little toy.
No. This was a teaching moment for her.
Okay.
That's what she felt like.
Right,
a
but,
teacher moment, 'cause she was a nurse.
me and my mom, we used to go to college together, and every time she would pass me in like a place where she seen me, like the library, she would like push like a brown bag to my chest, and I'm just like, yo, what's up? I felt like a drug bust or a drug deal. You know what I'm saying? So, but when I open the bag, condoms.
Here's the thing though, Flash. I think your mom wanted you to initiate the conversation with her about sex because she knows that you had to know she was giving you these condoms, right? So
But
she
you know
wanted
what it
you
is?
to initiate it.
You know why my mom has no excuse? Because she's a nurse.
How old were you?
The nigga said college.
Yeah, up to college.
Okay.
This is what I'm saying. There
She
was never,
wanted him to initiate.
so there was never a conversation, and I never understood like why we never could have the conversation, because I'm not gonna lie, I was looking forward to the shit, but it never happened for me, even from my pop. And I told y'all like before, like my pop never gave me the conversation. He just said to me like, "Don't fall asleep on the women." You know what I'm saying? But it was never. Once again, this is.
And he
my
thinks
parent-
it was his talk with you.
That was the first closest thing I even had to like a sex talk, even about like women. And this is why I don't know what it was, but my parents were just like, they shied away from sex all the way.
Gotcha.
All the
What
way.
about you, TJ?
What was the question again?
Did your parents talk to you about sex?
Okay, yes, my mom definitely did, but it was very kind of, well, it wasn't
How
weird.
old are you?
I was maybe 14.
Okay.
Or maybe I was 13. What age did I get my period? I don't remember. I got my period, and I didn't know. So, like, I woke up, and, like, it was a whole bunch of blood on the back of my, like, nightgown. And so my mom sat me down and was like, okay, you got your period, she drew out ovaries. Okay. A whole uterus. Okay. And like, you know, this is like your vagina, this is what's inside of it. And she's like, you know, I don't remember what she said.
Losing one of these each month.
She didn't really, I don't remember it because I was so young, but she's like, you're going to bleed every month now, and this is what happens, and it comes out, or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. And she also, I think she told me, like, if you have sex, you know, you can get pregnant now.
Okay.
And that was like the sex conversation. She never said sex is between a man and a woman. He has to put his penis in you. Like, we never had conversation.
But
she never said anything like that. So I didn't really. I think I did know because I think I was already watching porn.
Okay.
But
she knew
that was her conversation about sex. It was about like my body as a woman.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yo, Eve, what about you, baby?
Never had a sex talk with my parents. Never. That's probably why I was experienced. Experimenting.
Okay. Really? That's why you're experimenting?
And here I go.
Here I am.
Experimenting. Today. What about you, Mo? Do your parents talk to you?
I, as well as Flash, you know, I come from a Caribbean background. My mother's Jamaican. I don't recall my mother sitting down with me to talk about sex per se. However, her way of bringing up sex was, I remember one time my mother flat out asked me, and I lied. I was like, oh no, I'm not having sex. And she was like, oh, well, you know, we could go to the GYN. By then, we was going to a clinic anyway. Yeah. But I was like, no, for what? And all my mother, I do remember my mother always said, oh, just remember that you could get pregnant and you'll be the one walking around with a big belly. Because, you know, once you're pregnant, the guys could just leave you. And she always talked to me, and she would always say, remember, AIDS is out here running rampant. It's out here running rampant.
Make sure she took
STD. But to really sit down and say,
on that too,
but to really sit down and say that she had a conversation with me about sex, I can't recall it. I'm going to say no.
Got you. Mash, what about you?
My mom's was a social worker. Well, she is a social worker. And she worked with young adults with children. And she always used to leave condoms around the crib. Always. So I got an older sister.
Like an Easter egg hunt.
Yeah, nah, for sure. We had NYC condoms by the deck, my nigga. We had mad condoms, different type flavors, the finger joints. Like, we had mad different type of,
finger
like,
joints?
You know, like when you want to have protective sex,
like
we'll use a
finger
finger.
Somebody?
I ain't never had one.
We had dental damps. We had all that shit in the crib.
Okay.
It's crazy.
Wow.
I think my mom's was really proactive about keeping me informed about the dangers of sex. You know, and knowing that, you know, you can have a baby. So if you don't want that responsibility of having a baby, you need to, you know, wear a condom. Or pull out crazy fast. I know you'll pull out champ, my nigga.
On the way, baby.
I see you, baby. I see you, baby. I can't do it. I gotta wear a condom. I ain't got that much confidence in myself. I ain't gonna hold you. But mom's do. She definitely gave me the 411.
Okay, that's what's up. All right, so basically 2 out of 6 people. So that's about 30%. That's 33%, as a matter of fact. That's not bad. You see me? You using percentages?
You the accountant. You the accountant. Do that.
He handles our finances.
So this is my.
He handle the books.
This right here is my study group. Okay, these are the percentages. So I want to let me tell you something. I'm gonna keep it a stack though. Parents did, even if your parents talk to you about sex, most of us had a guru. Okay, we had somebody that led us through the sexual life, or did you get through it on your own? Did you have somebody?
My nigga, I'm kind of old. I ain't have a Google, my nigga.
Well, my guru was my cousin. Okay, my cousin introduced me to porno, and he told me what barbershop to go to get the Playboy. Okay, he told me about sexual positions and all kinds of shit. All right, matter of fact, I think he showed me my first porn. And he taught me about sex. He explained to me what sperm was, because I had no idea what sperm was, bro. Like, did your mom ever talk to you about what sperm was?
When's the first time you remember
seeing
like
that? I don't think sperm, nah.
Yeah, I still gave you credit, but she didn't really go into it. I feel like parents need to go into it now.
Like sperm?
Yeah, what sperm
is? You should be talking about
kids. Bro, I was 12. When you're 12, you need to know what sperm is, bro.
Right.
Real talk.
I feel like once you start
coming, my nigga. And the first time I came, I was
That's
watching.
what I'm saying. How old?
I was watching this shit called Barbed Wire, right? I think I talked about this before. It was a cartoon kind of movie and shit. And I used to hump the floor.
Pick me. Wait.
When I was 8 years old, I was humping the floor and I would finish and I had no idea what that shit was. Wow. All I knew was I knew when I was done. Like I was,
Yo, why do you think?
I had no idea what it was until some cum came out. But by then, my guru had already told me what it was.
What do you think sparked you on that path? What do you think?
Humping the floor?
Yeah.
It just felt good. When I was laying there playing with my toys one day, I was just like, ooh. Oh, shit. And I didn't know why I got hard or nothing, bro. I didn't understand that shit. All I knew was this felt good.
Copy.
And I just kept on humping and shit. And
Copy.
humping. And then, whoo. Nothing came out.
something
But there was a euphoric moment.
I ain't gonna hold you. When I was in elementary school, I was a big humper. I was a big humper in elementary
A
school.
lot of little
I
boys
get-
hump, right, Mom?
Yeah.
I catch a bitch in the closet, she getting humped
Yeah,
for sure.
facts.
I remember the teacher calling my mom's like, yo, you gotta get this nigga. This nigga's out here humping in the closet.
Exactly.
You can't have this every week. Yes. What do you say like when the teacher calls you like, yo, your kid out here humping little girls in school? Like,
You was humping little girls though, bro?
I mean, hell yeah.
I got humped in 4th grade.
You got humped? Oh, man.
I ain't gonna hold on, wait.
Everybody
Y'all not
was
gonna make
humping.
it seem like I'm a predator. I'm a predator out here, all right? Little girls wanted to get humped, all right?
What I'm
I would
saying, I
ask
don't
them
know
for
if I
approval
wanted it,
first.
but
I wasn't out here just
stop it.
stealing
They was
humps, my
asking for
nigga.
the humps?
They wanted it. They all wanted it.
I'm just saying,
I ain't drag them in the closet.
But I-
They was
Bill
like,
Cosby vibes,
yo,
bro.
no way. At the most,
No.
it
that
was
age,
maybe
everybody was humping, though.
ring
At that
pops,
age, everybody
maybe.
was humping. At that age, everybody was
That's a
pretty
fact.
much. Niggas was humping
You
people.
know-
That's what the fuck they did.
I'm gonna be honest. I knew humping was a problem, and I had an older sister. But I remember, like, the school calling the home, and I usually hide out behind the wall because I don't know if they calling for me or my sister. I'm be honest. So I'm listening and like, did I skip school today? Whatever the case is, and all I heard was, she got humped on the fence. And I was sitting here like,
Not on the
it ain't
fence.
me. It ain't me. But
Your sister got humped.
my sister got humped.
Copy that.
So I understood, like, I can't go humping on nobody. Like, I was already scared of humping because I already knew, like, the example they made of her. when she got
Question. When your sister got home, what type of repercussion did she get for the report saying she got humped on?
The repercussion I never wanted. This is why I've never been a humper.
But that's
I've
not
never
her
been
fault.
a humper.
That wasn't her fault.
It was consensual.
And it wasn't her fault. No, it wasn't her fault. But what happened is the school had to report it. The school.
Right.
So even though she came home with I didn't even know what he was doing, it was still, he had to be reported. And let my mom know, and it was different.
Serial humper. He was a serial humper. That's the third girl he humped that week.
Oh shit! You know how many phone calls they had to make because of that nigga?
Motherfucker was in detention. All right, yo. So we get to a subject. I want to know if any of you guys had a guru growing up. Did somebody help you learn about sex throughout the years?
My father was my guru growing up, without him knowing he was my
good.
guru growing up, because I had access to his porn in the attic.
Okay.
That was my way of figuring out what was going on, because VHS was the thing. And there was a shit ton of porn in the attic, and I don't know if he knew what was in the attic.
Did he know that you were looking at it though?
A crate. It was so much porn, it had to go into a crate.
Okay.
So I feel like he was helping me pave the way to the beast I am today, because I had access to his porn.
But did he know that you were watching it?
Nah, I used to rewind it so he wouldn't see me,
Yeah,
pick
so
up where he
slow
left. I
down.
would go
So
back
he
to
was
where he
your
left
guru,
off.
but he didn't even know that
He
you
didn't
were
even know.
Okay.
Yo,
Gotcha.
and I hope my pop never watched this shit, but I remember this nigga having a garbage bag of like cassettes. I'm talking VHS. If niggas, and I know I'm dating myself, but I seen the VHS shits. And when I first saw it, I was like, why there's so many? But then like maybe after a year and a half, I was like, why is there no more? Because it was like, I went through all of them shit. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think they knew I probably went through them, but it was just the fact that.
Would you expect him to update it?
Nah.
Yeah, into the collection?
No, he actually
Like
did.
Blockbuster?
No, I knew when a new one came in, and so I would pull those out first. They were
that,
all on the top.
copy that.
He never buried them.
And he put his name on it, right? He didn't put his name on it.
So when I opened the bag, it was like Christmas. I was like, oh shit, Booty Talk 46.
Yo,
Booty Talk 46.
Let me explain something. No, even if his father had found out he was watching a porn, his father would have thought to himself like, that's me being a good parent. Teaching my kid in a controlled environment about sex.
home.
You think that was his past?
He didn't actually have to have the conversation because he's like, he watched the pornos. He should know.
Right.
Right?
Yeah,
You know
but
what I'm
there's
saying?
a lot that you really still need to talk
That's
to
a
your kid
fact.
about.
That's a fact.
That's still irresponsible.
It
That's
is.
a fact.
That's not
irresponsible.
teaching anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so, that kind of leads into the next question. What do you guys think is an appropriate age to teach your kids about sex, right? What's an appropriate age that you think you should talk to someone?
Once they ask you
about sex.
I feel like once a kid is curious about sex, hoping the kid feel comfortable enough to talk to you about it, right? If they're comfortable enough to ask you like about sex, that's the appropriate time.
What at the 6?
If they ask at 6 and you tell them at 6 what it is.
What do you tell them?
What do you tell them at 6?
You tell them about penis and vagina. And what happens if you're irresponsible with penis and vagina?
You tell them where to put it.
At 6?
Why not? If you're curious, why not?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if there's an 8. Like, I think when a child obviously is mature enough to kind of understand it to a certain level. So maybe like at 12, or for instance, when a female gets her period, depending on what that is, you might want to have that conversation. I do believe when children are young enough, you should go over their body parts with them. For example, their ear. So even at 4 or 5, and people think it may be inappropriate, you should be naming the stuff. This is my penis. This is my vagina. And I'm coming from a social work perspective for those of you that don't know,
Flex on them a little bit. Show them your credentials.
You need to, if somebody touches your child inappropriately, they need to identify what was touched, not my poom poom or my pee pee. Because what does pee pee mean? Pee pee means you peed out of it. So now I'm confused. Did you pee out of your penis? Or so we need to know. No, he touched my penis. He touched my vagina. She touched my penis. So when children are younger, identify their body parts properly. Do not call it a pee-pee. It is a penis and it is a vagina. And you have to start thinking of those kind of things. Now, as far as sex talk, I think when a child appropriate. And I do want to say that I did look up statistics. Not statistics, but
you want to share them?
It's not a shake fact. It's not a shake fact, right?
It's not a shake fact. Not a shake fact.
But it is. But it is
actually be out here doing real research. They don't want to believe in my research.
It's lies.
Because it's not lies. It's a research.
No, because I do want to say this.
33.3%
with us right here.
So look, just so that we clear, a shake fact is a non-factual fact that is created by Shake.
Right.
All right, let's
but
be
wants
clear.
to be a fact.
It's not a Shake fact.
And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because in our conversation, when I was telling Shake originally about, children should identify their body part, he was like, oh, that's calling the penis and vagina. No, it's pee-pee and this. However, in the childresearch.net, they said at an early age, you should be identifying the children's body parts as penis and vagina. So that is from the childresearch.net. You can go to it's perfectly normal. You can, when you read this book, there's a book here on the table called It's Perfectly Normal.
Grab it. Show me.
Go grab it.
Grab it.
No, I just want to thank you. Yes, I would like to just reference.
We're going to put this in the show notes so y'all can have this on Amazon.
This is where this nigga learned how to fuck from.
No, but he read this book.
This is his play-by-play. This is his coach book.
He read this book. It's perfectly normal. And this is what we believe parents should read to identify things. And I want to ask, in your reading of this book, Shake, did they say anything about how children should identify their body parts?
Absolutely.
What did they say?
I don't know, because I didn't read the book. However, I gave it to one of my female friends who should read the book.
What did they say about children's body parts?
Shake facts, ladies and gentlemen.
What did they say about the children's
Shake
body
facts.
parts? How should you identify the children?
You definitely should have identified as a penis and vagina. You should
That's what I said.
Yeah.
Identify that. That's 100%. 100%. Now, here's the thing, right? I get what you're saying, right? But I'm still fucking perplexed by this guy, Mal. Right? Mash said he would give a real sex talk to a kid at 6 years old. I want to take it back right quick. Mash, your kid comes to you, okay? Daddy, how a baby's made? You giving him the real talk?
Yeah, for sure.
What does that sound like?
Where do babies come from? Babies come from mommies, right? Mommies, when they love their daddies, they make babies. And then, when they love each other,
a lot,
they touch each other, all right? And when they touch each other, they spread love, all right? And once the love is spread, 9 months later, babies come, all right? If they ask me, how do they spread love? I'm like, well, little nigga, listen.
What would you say?
Daddy get excited. And once daddy get excited, mommy get excited. Everybody get excited, babies happen, all right? Irresponsibility.
I think at 6 is a little young. I think when they could understand it. I mean, but a lot of young children do ask where babies come. They may, where does baby come from? They do ask that. So I think that's fair how you explain it. But a real sex talk is when they could really understand their body parts and what it's used for, and son, when you are at your highest level, you ejaculate, and that's you have to start talking about things like that.
Absolutely.
But so wait. So question. So on like what level do you start going into ejaculate? At 6, you go into ejaculate?
No, not ejaculate. That's a 12-year-old conversation.
Okay, all right,
That's
okay.
12-year-old.
So wait. So I just want to make sure that I get this stamp approval on my baby.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
You went overboard. I'm like, nah.
I enjoyed that.
Okay, all right.
That was really good.
Appreciate
it was actually pretty good.
Thank you so much.
So Eve, what do you think? What do you think the perfect age to start talking about sex with your kids is?
Well, my daughter is currently 13.
Okay.
You had to talk already?
So now?
I've not had to talk yet.
So this is for you.
This is the great thing about having 2 mothers. I will pass it on to her other mother.
That's not okay.
I know.
You're still responsible.
I'm going to read the book.
I need you to get to the book
I'm
right
going to
here.
read the book.
Question. Eve,
Yes.
for you, what bothers you about the sex talk though? Is it
Good question.
is it that you don't want to go into detail, or is it just the conversation in general?
I'm so sexual. I don't know.
Right. Because you know a lot about sex.
Me to tell my daughter about sex is like, I'm going to be thinking in my brain the things I be doing. It's like, she don't need to be knowing that.
Right.
That should be sex.
Eve, I got a question for you.
Yes.
From what perspective would you tell your daughter about sex?
Well, after being on this show right now, I'm going to definitely read this book, and I'm going to talk to her about sex, because we should talk about sex more often to our kids, definitely. Because even like with the knowing your body parts, if your kid comes in right now and says, Mommy, I wet my penis when I was using the bathroom, everybody be like, no, don't say that, but that's really what
really
it
what
is.
happened.
She be like, say pee-pee, so kids should be more informed about their body parts.
Absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
So wait, I want to because I heard where you was going with that, Mash.
Go ahead. Because this is the clarity queen. Go ahead.
No, because she asked you from what perspective. When you talk to her about it, would you talk about
From your
from your
perspective?
perspective as a female, or would you talk to her from both perspectives?
Facts.
If she were to have sex with a male, if she were to have sex with a female,
I would talk to her from...
or the perspective that you know her to.
Yeah,
That's why
because
that's what he
sex
asked.
is
That's
only
why
between males and females these days.
Oh, facts. That went over my
Sexually
head.
fluid,
I would
transgender
talk
age
about
that we
the
live
same-
in.
Yeah.
2 people loving each other.
Correct.
Start there.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Right.
And then going on from there. About
Okay.
That's
so
a
2
fact.
people loving each other and having sex with each other, whether it's a penis and a vagina or 2 vaginas or 2 penises.
Oh, wow.
That was
good.
I feel like
That
the
was
kids
good.
nowadays aren't like us, bro.
Yeah.
I feel like they're a lot more progressive.
Correct.
Sure.
I
And
agree.
I feel like if you don't identify sexualities, or you become like, if you are like exclusive to certain sexualities, they'll mention that to you, and I feel like they'll correct you in the conversation, even though they don't know shit.
My kid is like that.
Yeah, my goddaughter's like that too.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
But what about you, TJ? What age you think?
I definitely feel like whenever the little boy is ejaculating or getting hard and playing with
You
himself.
ain't never gonna know when he starts.
Because my little brother, 3 years old,
You'll
he used
never
to watch
know.
porn.
But he was jerking off.
He was watching porn. Like I have a picture of him. He's gonna be sort of. I have a picture currently of him right now. Like he was holding his penis and watching porn.
Okay, somebody like that.
He was like
He
three.
saw somebody doing it.
Wow, yeah, he
Okay,
did.
he saw somebody doing it. And the second thing,
That's an
at
ACS
that-
case.
Now he's kind
That's
of
an ACS
That's
case.
that's an ACS case.
He's not old now though, so that's okay.
I feel like
So
at
sure.
6 years old, you need to have a conversation with this kid about ejaculation.
Right.
Real talk. What about you, Flash?
Wait, did you finish? Yeah, okay, go ahead.
Nah, so I'll just say like I kind of think kids should identify body parts as early as they start integrating with other, a lot more people. So I want my child to be able to identify like what a vagina is, what a penis is, because I need them to be able to communicate with me like what the fuck is going on when I'm not around them. So I think that's important. But as far as like the sex talk, which I think is a whole different talk, because I feel like you should be able to describe like, things on your body, and they don't necessarily have to be about sex, but sex talk, I'm just saying, I think that's maybe for more, maybe 10 and up, 8.
10 and up?
Yeah.
At what age do you think you feel comfortable having that conversation with Journey?
Yeah.
So this is the thing though, and that's my niece as far as like Journey, and I talk to her like a grown woman as it is anyway.
2.
Yeah, and she's gotten into this. She's in a very rebellious state right now because her favorite word is right. Her favorite word is no too. So I'll be like, yo baby, come put your coat on. It's cold outside, and she'll look at me. She'll be like, no, and I'm just like, who you talking to? You know, but and I have to sit her down and then explain to her like why it's cold outside and why you need to put on this coat and why you should listen to your uncle. Okay. And then she'll look at me and she'll cry and she'll faint. And I'll be like, God damn, like these kids don't want to understand shit.
Facts.
But once again,
she's two.
It doesn't. But
she
this
doesn't get it yet.
But this is me. But I still explain it to her from a perspective of like I just want her to
understand.
Yeah, and that's it.
Nah, for sure.
That's it.
I'm not gonna baby talk you. Is what
Right.
you're
Nah,
saying.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean, let me ask you a question, though, Flash. You had talked about, why people are hesitant in talking to their kids. But I want to ask you guys, what can parents do to become more prepared to talk to their kids about sex or to be more comfortable having this conversation with younger adults? You feel like they need like a counselor themselves to help them out, or what do you think can make parents more comfortable with it?
They need to watch this episode and break the tradition.
Facts. Let me do my 2020.
2020. Lay it on, TJ.
All right, tribe, you heard it. So go ahead and hit the like button right now. Hit the follow button right now. Hit the subscribe button right now.
Can I get a drink?
Hit the notifications button right now.
Can I get a drink?
And you can follow us everywhere you hear podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Amazon has podcasts. And then go ahead and follow us on IG at So Ratchet Podcast. So Ratchet Podcast on TikTok. So Ratchet
Podcast. Wow.
Every time.
Right. And I just want to throw this little
So
tidbit
Ratchet
in.
Pod on Twitter. And our beautiful and handsome faces on
YouTube.
Facts.
I just want to throw this little piece of here. I ran out of Crown Royal, so Crown Royal, y'all want to sponsor us, please. Feel free to reach out. We'll be able to shout you out. You can give us what we need to give you what you need, and we can make it happen. Just throwing it out there.